Why don't you tell me a little bit between what title insurance is and what that looks like? We're going to go in way more detail in these later slides, but just maybe a little bit kind of what title insurance is all about.
So title insurance is the modern method of real estate protection for both buyers and sellers and lenders. What does title insurance does? It protects the insured against partial or total losses on the property, against any defects, liens, or encumbrances that may show up.
Okay, so just real quick on this one thing. This is not homeowners insurance. This is actually the ownership of your property.
Correct.
So once you spend a few $100,000, whatever that is, someone can't come and say, hey, it's my property, not yours.
Correct. That's where your title insurance comes into play and covers you.
Which is so important for that buyer, that peace of mind that no one can come back and say it's not your property.
Because in other words, how do they know that seller really can sell that property to them?
And also, no mortgage companies are going to insure if it's not protected.
Correct.
There we go.
Correct, Phil.
Okay, cool. Let's go on a little bit. So why don't you give me a little history of how this happened? I know you were sharing a little bit, and Dennis was actually interested. So tell me a little bit what the history is.
So back in the 1800s, late 1800s, how title used to transfer was conveyancers would do a search, they would do the deed, they would get an attorney opinion. And back in 1876, a group of Philadelphia conveyancers, if I can get that out right, founded the first title insurance company because there was a lawsuit. There was a conveyancer who got an attorney's opinion and did not show some liens. And it was Watson versus Muirhead. And unfortunately, when it went to the Supreme Court, they said there was no liability on the conveyancer because he got an opinion, and an opinion is just that, an opinion, not a guarantee.
Got it.
So that's why they got together, created title insurance, and now it's used worldwide.
So in that solution, so the title insurance is solution. So what are the main points of what that really comes down to?
Well, speed. You can get title insurance commitment very quickly nowadays. It doesn't take months. You can get them same day sometimes. Not that we want to tell anybody that.
Yeah. I know. When you have a good partner, that absolutely can happen, right?
Yes, it can. It can.
But I think people forget about the whole idea of speed too. In other countries, it takes months and months, maybe 6 months to a year to sell a house.
Correct.
Which actually affects value, right? Because you'll pay less than that. What else does it do?
Broader coverages. It covers hidden risks that an abstract opinion won't cover, which again, the word opinion is just that.
No better than the person that writes it up.
Correct.
So if an attorney writes it up, it's really based on what
the attorney's opinion is at that time.
And his ability to back that opinion, whether he's insured or not, right?
Correct. Okay. Uniformity. One of the best things is that they've made the title commitment and policies uniform across the U.S. at least. We're going to talk U.S. here. So that if you go from one state to another, you're reading and looking at the same stuff, and they want to make it so that the average person can understand what's on there. They don't throw a bunch of legalese in there that nobody understands how to read.
Yeah. And then it's really having the funds to cover the losses, right?
Most
important. And
that's
the backup of what that insurance company does, right? It backs that up.
Backs it up.
I think what people forget about this whole why titles is so important is it gives the buyer assurance so they can move forward and willing to pay the amount. And the more confident you are in your ability, the more you will pay it. And then two, you wouldn't be able to get modern mortgages without this, right?
Correct.
Because it's what protects the lender also.
Protects the lender also.
And that's what really creates value and makes our property transferable, which is really much different than lots of.
Most definitely, Phil.
Cool.